Most of the population is consuming only 12 to 15 varieties of plant life. This variety is not enough to sustain human life. If they contaminate the food by 1%, they may make billions of dollars. These are dangerous things. On a daily basis, if we are consuming this, we will come to lots of troubles. Cognition levels can be greatly enhanced by just changing the way we eat. Rabbits were fed with very high cholesterol food. All of them had developed cardiac issues except one group of rabbits. The cholesterol content in the food did not affect them. We have moved, Western countries particularly have moved strongly towards food processing. Right now, India is making huge steps to set up food processing industries because food is a perishable item and people want to store it and use it tomorrow. So, as a policy, as a philosophy, as a social consciousness, we must understand that eating food in its fresh condition is the best way to eat. But there are extraneous situations in one's lives where you could be in places where such a thing is not possible, then processed food and frozen foods are okay. But on a daily basis, if we are consuming this, we will come to lots of troubles. You know, in the yogic philosophy, always it's like this, if you have to eat a vegetable, it should be plucked today from the plant. Within a few hours, it must be cooked. Once it is cooked, within a maximum of 90 minutes, you must consume. You never eat old food because all living things, food is a living thing. If it is not living, it wouldn't support us. It is the basis or is the life-making material for us, it's not just another product. So, all of it is moving from life to death or from death to regenerating to life. This is happening all the time at every level of life. The whole process that we call as life is a cycle between life and death. We refer to life as a dynamic process, death as inertia. If one becomes inert right now, if we poke them and they become active, then we say they were sleeping. If one becomes inert, if you poke them, they don't wake up, but with lot of medical attention they wake up, then we say they were unconscious or they were comatose. But if one becomes inert and whatever we do, if they do not come back, then we say they are dead. So essentially, death is inertia. Everything in life is constantly battling between dynamism versus inertia. So we call this inertia as tamas. So once you allow food to stay, especially cooked food, if it remains for a period of time, then it gathers inertia. You may not feel anything, it's just that your sleep quota may improve. That is, you may sleep for more number of hours and everybody is going about saying that the more you sleep, the more healthy you are. Of course because if you sleep through your life, you may be healthy, but you just may not have a life. Right now it's being recommended, everybody should sleep for minimum 8 hours for health and well-being. 8 hours means it's 1/3 of our life we must sleep to be healthy. This is lot of servicing to be done for any machine. If it's of any good quality, it should not need that much of maintenance. But right now, one important thing is, food is contaminated. When I say contamination, it is not only that it is poisoned by somebody by intent, no, it is contaminated by lacking the necessary nourishment in it, and most of the time the food that people are eating, buying from a supermarket may be a month, 2 months or 3 months old, and even they bring it home and again it stays there. And today there are many studies to show this, because I'm particularly stressing on the fresh food, because using processed food and food with very high level of inertia within it causes constipation. Today, many universities are studying this and they are saying constipation and cognition issues are very related. But there have been doctors and certain publications which we've been going about saying this Victorian idea of emptying your bowels on a daily basis is not really necessary. If your bowel movement happens once or twice a week, it is good enough. Well, these are dangerous things to say. It is just that you may not die, but everything will decline in the body if waste material stays in the body for too long. You eating highly processed food, very large percentage of meat in the food, all these things will bring constipation, and today world is suffering from various kinds of psychological derangements, and cognitive decline is a huge challenge in people over 50, 60 years of age. The neuronal regeneration and cognition levels can be greatly enhanced by just changing the way we eat, and the system will not degenerate at the pace at it will, because the regeneration process will be very high if the food has a certain level of sattva or a certain level of aliveness within itself.
There is a lot of evidence accumulating that Parkinson's starts in the gut, and that the microbes have a big role in first interacting with the enteric nervous system, the little brain we have in the gut. You know, and in Alzheimer's disease it's equally complex. But there's now pretty strong evidence that these interactions between our gut and the microbes that live in it, and then you can extend this further, and the kind of food we eat and the environment where we grow this food in, that there is this connection to some of the most serious diseases that we're going to be facing in the next 50 years.